Stop half-wheeling me. You go faster. What is this? An amateur group run on Coronation Drive or Richmond Park? This was the Vuelta España 2022 Stage 2 at the team time trial yesterday. Sprint stage today. Absolutely pancake flat. 175 k's long. There's no hills to speak of. It's kind of like the Danish Grand Depart of the Tour de France as well. So we knew we'd have a sprint, not really any favourable crosswinds. There was a tricky section running about, 6 to 12 Ks to go. And a lot of GC teams nervous as well. Some sprinters wanting to get some runs on the board. Froglich looking pretty svelte. Unfortunately, too warm for the yellow arm warmers. Does have the yellow bike, though, I guess. Hessink in red. Baller and Froome there. The veterans all in the front. Breakaway went with, I think, Asperen, Julius Vandenberg, and Alpsen were chasing it. It was at 3:37. They complained afterwards about getting no help, but why would anyone help you when they were over chasing the break all day and they were keeping it way too tight? Like the break got caught with 60 k's to go. So I guess why would anyone help in that situation? There's Groves here for Bike Exchange as a sprinter, Sam Bennett, but they've also got split GC ambitions at Bora Hansgrohe, but the best lead-out man, Danny Van Poppel, and we have the intermediate sprint with under 20 k's to go. So do you want to burn your legs at the intermediate sprint? The answer for Bora was no, not really. They didn't go full out. Bennett didn't go full out. Pedersen did, though. Hayter went and got 1 second for the white jersey, I think. And then Quickstep went to the front. Remco got the troops on the front, including Alaphilippe, in this sort of the technical sections, Cavagna in particular, to keep him safe in this technical run-in. There was some prams pushed out in the way. Always curious when you see that. And they were joined by UAE, who've got Almeida, McNulty, Ayuso, Movistar with Norsgaard for Mars, and Bahrain victorious for don't really know who, maybe Santiago Buitrago, and a big stoush. Probably the funniest moment of this stage began between Cavagna and I think Zambanini. Here's Cavagna on the right-hand side, Rouleur, TT guy, for Quickstep, 11.6 k's to go, and Zambanini, I'm going to say Zambanini, but Bahrain rider on the left-hand side, he's not happy. He and Norsgaard have noticed that Cavagna is half-wheeling them. They're all in position, so they don't need to keep going. They all want to have an accord where they just block and maintain their positions as long as possible by not burning themselves. So Norsgaard and him are looking at Cavagna like, stop pacing too hard. And then it gets into a real stoush with them. They're yapping, they're drawing over at him. The second rider, maybe Switzerland even takes the gel out of his mouth, and Cavagna's like, what? Oh, you're talking to me? And he's like, shh, pipe down. I don't want to hear it. Be quiet. Keeping Remco safe, but maybe he was overriding, to be honest. I mean, Bahrain stayed and Norsgaard stayed a bit deeper into the race, and then Zambanini hits him with the TikTok Italian gesture. It must be Zambanini. Sorry if it isn't him. And then Cavagna says, if you want to go quicker, just speed up. Just speed up, simple solution. And they're flicking elbows. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. 6.7 k's to go. It was only Bahrain with Sutherland, I think, and Norsgaard on the front. And Quickstep were kind of letting Jala pilot Remco in the last 5 k's. But here we go. Ineos go to the front. I'm thinking, is this for Hayter? Hayter's in the white jersey. He's not here. It's for Carapaz. And through this left-hander, he gets squeezed off either Van Baal or Klock's wheel. It's Van Baal and Klock who go to the front. Van Baal looking back, thinking, where's Carapaz? Remco's there with, I think, Van Wilde next to him. Alaphilippe's just kind of there, 6 wheel, just surfing around, just doing things. And here, I always wonder, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is it more dangerous to not be in position before the 3K to go back to Banner, or is it more dangerous to be like, I need to get in position and take a risk? Here Carapaz shoots up the inside. I mean, what if the train had squeezed him and he spends 500 meters shooting up the inside and then gets to the front, and then it's 3Ks to go where you can sort of drift to the back anyway and don't need to be in front. So that was curious. But Ineos, they did this in UAE Tour maybe last year. They kept pacing. And same with, UAE were going for Ackermann, so forget that. But Ineos kept pacing for Carapaz through under these beautiful overpasses, which shut the helicopter shots off multiple times in the run-in, deep into the last 2 kilometers with Klock, which I guess kept Carapaz safe. But yeah, just kind of curious to see that. Jumbo-Visma with Roglic and Kuss just not interested in fighting for position today. So UAE going for Milano, Bike Exchange are there. They've only got one guy left for Groves, and Bora got, I think, Mullen and Danny Van Poppel, best lead-out man in the world for Bennett, particularly on a flat finish. Maybe Laporte and an uphill sort of punchy finish has got him, but they're just biding their time. They only got 2 guys for Bennett. They're just biding their time. I mean, the risk is you get boxed in, but the roads are wide enough. It was straight enough. They trusted they could get out. So 1,200 meters to go, 1,100 meters to go. We're going to go under another bridge. Bora still chilling on the left, but I think Mullen or Van Poppel, I think it's time to start moving up. Not time to start doing the lead out proper, but time to start moving up. And UAE, again, they're detached. I don't know, Milano didn't launch Ackermann in the same way they did in Tour de Pologne stage, a beautiful stage work from Milano there. Degenkolb for DSM is being kept in the front. We've got Coquard for Cofidis. Pedersen's not got Edward Turns or Sturven. He's just got Alex Kirsch, who's usually the setup man, the tall figure. And McClay going to get into a bit of a brawl with Tim Merlier in Belgian national champs jersey. And this really opens things up for Bora, as well as the move across from Trek. That opens up this left-hand side for Van Poppel. He's going to bring Bennett up the left-hand side. Crazy lead up from Van Poppel, like starting that move from deep. You saw how deep they were at 1,400. Now Bennett's in about fifth wheel, and this fight between, I think, McClay in the fluoro and Merlier is going to open up the space on, I think, Ackermann's wheel, the UAE rider's wheel, and that allows, through this left-hand bend, Van Poppel to slingshot out. He makes sure he's got Bennett on his wheel. Bennett makes sure that Merlier stays off Van Poppel's wheel. Again, lovely overpass with literally the sprinters launching out of their lead-out man's wheel, and Bennett goes with, I think it wasn't like 100 meters to go, but I think it might have been a tailwind sprint, and he was too fast. Pedersen went early, as is customary. Merlier couldn't come out of Bennett's wheel, and a really impressive win from Bennett. Bora Hansgrohe got the job done. They've not got a full team dedicated to a leader here, but Van Poppel's just an animal. Like, what a signing, and putting him in that role. He did it for Jakobsen and European champs too. Insane lead out, man. There were some splits though, like Gegenhardt, I think O'Connor, and Hastings lost the jersey, so it was curious to see some splits. I'm not sure if that was due to a crash or whatever, but Bennett wins ahead of Pedersen, Merlier, Turnison, Ackermann, McClay, Einhorn, Stewart, Degenkolb, Groves. Groves will be hoping for a little bit better than that tomorrow. Here's what Bennett had to say after the stage.
At the beginning, I thought maybe Danny brought me up with speed, and then he was ready for me to jump, but I waited just for a second, and I didn't know that I leave my speed drop a little bit too much, because Danny was coming with so much speed that I should have kind of went straight away. So I was a bit nervous that I wouldn't get on top of the speed again, but in the end, like, we came from behind. Danny, he didn't deliver me, he launched me. And yeah, like, it's down to the boys today. You know, they did a fantastic job bringing me to the intermediate. We tried to just collect points. We didn't try to go for the actual first place in that. Kind of keep the legs for the actual final. And then, yeah, you know, they brought me to the line with great legs.
But the red jersey goes from Hessink to Turnison within the Jumbo-Visma team. Make sure you subscribe down below. Another sprint probably tomorrow before we head to the Basque Country. I'll see you with a recap then. Ciao.